All right, hello. I'm with Chris Atkinson and Kyle Wenzel. Both are collegiate athletes on Cortland lacrosse team. We have Kyle Wenzel. He is a biology major, and Chris Atkinson is actually a fellow physical education major. And we're just going to talk about being collegiate athletes and what you think our roles are. So I'm going to start with you, Chris. Do you think that any division of collegiate athletes, do you think that they should be held to a higher standard than, the rest of kids on campus?
I think technically they shouldn't be held to a higher standard, but I think they are anyways because they're a part of a team, so they're not just representing themselves, but they also represent their team as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kyle,
I think that makes sense. Because your coaches too expect things from you, and if you go off and do stuff stupid and get in trouble, then you're gonna make them look bad as well. So.
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys. I think I think athletes should be held to a higher standard. I think it's a privilege to be able to play for the school, and I think that you're looked up to by many kids. And I think that as athletes in the collegiate level, we need to show the world and everyone else that it is positive, so we can because there are kind of a bad reputation about athletes.
Yep.
And now, just from a personal level, you guys being collegiate athletes, do you feel that, did you hold yourself to a higher standard? Like, do you think that, the way you acted, would have you acted the same way on and off the field, like, if you weren't a collegiate athlete?
I think there are definitely times when, out in the public, you just have to realize, like, when you're wearing clothing that has the Cortland lacrosse on, you have to kind of hold yourself to a higher standard. Yeah, I think you really should.
Definitely, because if you're out and you're doing something stupid, someone's like, "Oh, that kid plays on this team," then you're making your other teammates look bad, and you don't want to embarrass them, because then people are gonna talk about your team like, "Oh, those are the kids that get in trouble and stuff." So you definitely need to make sure you act appropriate in public.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's if you look back on my blog, a few posts from a couple of days ago that talking about teaching, and you're going to be a future teacher, that I believe, and I'm sure you do too, that teachers are held to a higher standard. Mm-hmm. Obviously in the classroom and in their personal life, and I think it's not to the same regard as teachers with athletes, but I think that they are held to a higher standard on and off the field, and I personally feel that way. I don't think my actions would be different if I weren't playing collegiate athletics, but I definitely try to keep a good name for myself, my team, and the athletic department.
Yeah.
And just one more question, guys. Do you think that it is for kids growing up, do you think it is good to have, is that for them to have an out to education? Do you think that athletics should allow kids to have, free education, or to get them into schools for a higher education after high school?
Yeah, definitely. I think that providing scholarships and other types of loans and things for athletes is a great way to help them, because some of those athletes may not have a chance to go on and get the academics.
Right.
So I think that's good.
Yeah, especially it shows a lot. Especially at a higher prestigious school like a big D1 school. You put a lot of effort. It's a year-round sport and doing school. At least they can help you out with school. Because some kids definitely couldn't afford to go to like a nice school like a Duke or a Cuse or something like that. So.
Yeah, right. No, I completely agree. Now, like, looking back a couple years for you guys, you both came to Cortland and played lacrosse. Now, did that have anything to do with the way you treated academics in high school? Like, basically what I'm asking you is, do you think that having scholarships for athletes and a way into school, do you think that that is a bad influence because they might not take their academics as seriously?
I think it can have some effect on that, but I think if they have the right people like guidance counselors and parents helping them make a decision, that it's more important to get the academics first, and then worry about what the school is for the athletics.
Yeah, because college sports only takes you 4 years, So if you're there for 4 years and you're just blowing off school playing sports, that might seem cool at the time, but definitely education was going to be most important after that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's great. Athletics are great from the youth level all the way up to the collegiate and professional. But I still think that high school students and college students need to focus in on their academics. And sometimes it's hard, but I think more at the high school level they should be focused on, academics and getting good grades and not relying on scholarships or athletics to get them into school. But from personal level, I do know as a collegiate athlete that a lot of time is taken away from, academics with, it's a hard balance because I know I've been in situations where I've been cramming at the end of the semester and, it's do I pull an all-nighter to finish my work, the day before a conference championship game. I've had stuff like that happen. So, not that it's very difficult, but I think that, it's hard to balance.
Yeah, good. You have to
balance it out.
You have to be a good time management.
Yeah,
you
I
have
think
to
that,
plan out your schoolwork and your athletics.
Yeah, definitely. There is times you have downtime, but sometimes you like that downtime, which makes it tougher. But
yeah, but overall, I think that academics should be held just as high as athletics.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
No problem.
Appreciate your time.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Nice.